Hello, namaste. Welcome to Light, Laughter, and Lattes. My name is Geri Habstritt. I'm an Avesa quantum healer, medical intuitive, and your host for Light, Laughter, and Lattes. So, welcome everyone at YouTube and Facebook. If you're catching this via podcast, Spotify, and all the other places, welcome. And, jump on over to YouTube or Facebook on Wednesdays at, let me see, it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and join me live. And so the chat is open, and if you happen to be watching, jump in, say hi, share what's going on right now. It is an extremely energetic and active time in the world right now, if you haven't noticed. It's pretty crazy out there. We just got done with 3 meteor showers that sprinkled us. Actually, it more than sprinkled us. It bombarded us with cosmic energy throughout the month of July. So if you are wondering what is going on, why am I feeling so crazy, what's up, that's what's up. That's what's been going on. And we're also in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. And right now, this week, we are in the peak energy of 2024. So when you look into the world of the news media happening, we call it density consciousness, there is a lot of polarity and a lot going on. And it's largely because of these energies are triggering people, igniting people. All the stuff that hasn't been healed inside is coming up for healing. So it is pretty crazy. And also now, as we head into August, we have about, I believe, 3 more meteor showers. So this isn't going to stop anytime soon. So I say take care of yourself. I have found that it is really good to limit social media right now. Excuse me. I go through and kind of snooze people that are throwing out opinions and all that. I want to make sure that I keep my energy in a great place. So I have really good boundaries that I stay out of the drama, stay out of what's going on, so that I can harness this really awesome energy and use it to bring in the wisdom, use it to do the self-healing. The universe is showing us everything right now. This retrograde is about ancient wisdom. And so there's a great opportunity to use this to lift, to heal, and to remember. So it can be a fabulous time if you have your energy in your attention and your focus in the right place, and you're not distracted by all the stuff that's going on in the outer world. Another note, a lot of people are detoxing. I noticed I am doing a lot of detoxing with this energy. So lots of water and maybe some journaling, swimming in water, drinking in water. All of those things will help move the energy through you so you can stay light and you can stay clear. And with all of this activity going on, it can seem a little bleak when you look in the outer world. I've had conversations with people who are getting a little bit down on everything they see. And if your focus is there, yes, it can. But I'm here to say miracles are being created. And that's why I wanted to share this show with you right now to let you know there's a lot of positive going on with this heightened energy. And the creation energy is fabulous. If something is going in the wrong direction, you can turn it around very quickly. And miracles are your birthright. Miracles are everyone's birthright, and they can be created by anyone at any time. And there's 3 ingredients, though, that when you bring these 3 energies together, you can create a miracle every time. And I want to share with you some examples of this because it was if the universe said, "Here, let me hold your hand and guide you through how this works. And so I want to share with you my journey through making and creating some miracles, and how really I was thrown lemons upon lemons upon lemons, and I turned them all into lemonade. And you can do this as well. So I'm going to start by sharing it. March, April, somewhere in there, I was going through some monetary challenges, big monetary challenges. And I went to my cards of clarity, which I do often. They are very clear, they are very enlightening. I do readings for people, and they are spot on every time. So I pulled the Ariel card, and this is what the Ariel card said. See everything as an abundant expression, walk in nature, arriving back where you started, the place where everything is in plenty and lack is clearly an illusion. So I looked at the card and I thought, okay, I've read this card many times. I know lack is an illusion. I know I'm a creator, but it doesn't help to just read this card. I need to live the experience. Okay, so when I said that, that was a declaration that I made to the universe. You have to be so careful about declarations, wishes, things that you say, because oftentimes the universe will answer immediately. And in this case, it did. So that night, that very night, a few hours after I pulled this card, we had huge winds in Boise, Idaho, where I live. And I heard a crash outside. And I looked out my window, and I just have one cherry tree in my yard. It's a great big cherry tree. I adore it. And it had just blossomed for the spring. And I had been just giving gratitude and thanks over this cherry tree that I had. It was like the light in my day. And this limb that fell was gigantic. It was about half the tree. It fell down, just skimming the side of my house and just missing my furnace. The next day, I was beside myself. There was no way I could clean this up on my own. And being that I was going through money challenges, I didn't have the funds to hire a landscaping company to come over and care for it. So I put a message out to a group of friends that I had, and mentioned that I had this cherry tree that fell and there was branches all over, and I couldn't handle it myself. Was there anyone that could help? And within 3 days, I had a group of 5 people that showed up at my house. 3 of the 5 people I'd never met before. And within 1 hour, they had the entire tree picked up, chopped into logs, put in a trailer, hauled off, and there was hardly a trace in my yard. I was eternally grateful and in tears at how miraculous this happened, how quickly it happened. It was just this effortless flow, and I hardly had to do anything. Okay, so then about 2 days after this experience, winds came up again, and I had another branch fall off the cherry tree. This was also a big branch, not as big as the others. And I thought, oh dear, now what am I going to do? I can't call back these same people. I wouldn't do that. They were so gracious to come over the first time. Within a few hours of thinking this, I hear a knock at my door. I go to my door, and it's my neighbor who says, Geri, do you mind if I go outside and clean that cherry tree branch up for you? I have a chainsaw and I would be happy to take care of it. And I said, oh my gosh, yes, yes, thank you. And so within a couple hours, the next branch was taken care of. And then during this time, I had all of these little things, little tiny things were breaking. And I would just happen to have the part, or I would just happen to have the piece. And I was starting to see, wow, isn't this crazy? I'm like, have all these things happening, but I just seem to have everything I need. And now I'm going to the dentist. I'm very aware that I have one crown that I needed. And upon going to the dentist, they tell me that I actually have two. And the estimate for these crowns were up to about $3,000. And as I'm sitting in the dentist chair, thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? Where is the money going to come from? I look up, and on this TV screen that they have in the dentist's office, in front of me, they're playing like a video of cherry trees. And I had this smile and this knowing that the universe is taking care of me, that this is going to turn out okay, to relax and trust. And in the end, it did work out miraculously. The two crowns only costed me $900 and not $3,000. And it took a series of events, and it took the three ingredients that I'm going to share with you later, but I was able to turn that entire experience around. I'm going to take a little peek at my notes here. Okay. And so at the same time, I mean, there was so many things that were happening. I was returning from a wedding, and it was dark out. I get pulled over by the police officer, and he tells me that my lights are out. And I had no clue that both of my taillights had gone out and one of my headlights all at the same time. And again, I didn't want to bring my car into a dealership to have it fixed. So I went to a car parts store, went inside and asked the helper there who came out and said, thank you for giving me this opportunity to get out of the store. I usually work on cars, and I have to stand behind a counter all day selling parts, and this is not what I like to do. And so he gets on YouTube and starts looking around to see what might be wrong, why all my lights went out at once. And I go into my front dash, and I pull out this light bulb that I'd put in there 4 years ago that I bought by accident and kept it just in case I should ever need it. I show it to him, and we discovered that this is the one light bulb that I actually needed. He put it in the car for me and fixed my lights for me in about 10 minutes. I gave him a nice tip and drove away again, knowing, wow, I have everything I need. I mean, the universe is showing me over and over that it's just right there. Everything is right there. And I'm heading into this hotel to meet some friends for live music. And I have a young girl that approaches me and asks me if I have a few dollars. And I look in my purse, and I have exactly $3 left after tipping the young man. So the lessons just kept coming and coming and coming. And so I knew, and partly was the headlights and taillights going out in my car. Our cars are a reflection of our physical being. Our bodies are the vehicle for our soul. Our vehicles are our cars are the vehicle for our bodies. So when something happens with our vehicle, it's a reflection of something that's going on within inside of you. So when headlights and taillights go out, it's that I am not seeing something clearly. And what I wasn't seeing clearly was that lack was an illusion, and I had everything I needed inside of me. So that's not the last thing that happened. My irrigation system breaks, and it breaks in several places. I got bids for up to $2,500 on this. I called the guy that had blown out my irrigation system in the fall and asked him if he could come over. And I wasn't sure if this happened when he blew it out or what happened. And he came over to look at it and wasn't sure how he was going to fix all the breaks and the pipes and all the different places. And he was adding up what it was going to cost. I had 3 bids of close to $2,500, $1,800. And I started getting nervous. I went in the house and I stopped myself and said, I'm not going to do it this way anymore. There's a pattern when things happen like, oh no, where's the money going to come? Oh gosh, it's me again. Oh, how am I going to do this? Right? So if everything you need is inside of you, is there frustration inside of you? Is there anger inside of you? Is there, oh no, look what happened to me inside of you, which is victim consciousness? Or is there trust inside of you? So I went inside and I said, stop. I'm going to stop this pattern. I know that he's going to fix this beautifully. I know that I have everything inside of me and this is going to be done just great. So I walk outside and I tell him, fix the irrigation system, make it good, use the best materials, and let me know when you're done. He comes back an hour later, giddy. He can't believe that it worked. He didn't think he could even do it, but he didn't tell me that. And he couldn't believe that he had done this in record time and the system worked beautifully. And it ended up being only $475 instead of a couple $1,000s. So the knowing was not only did I have everything inside of me, but I am the miracle. I am the miracle maker. I am the creator. And that I could turn anything around with my energy, with my belief, and with the 3 ingredients, which is sincerity, love, and presence. And in every one of those situations, I had sincerity, love, and presence. And I know from experience that the universe will sometimes challenge you to your breaking point because that's when the ego relaxes and that's when the soul is allowed to come in and you can be in this state of the sincerity and the presence. There might be pain there. There might be sadness because you have been broken, but now you're at a place where you can receive the guidance of your soul. And you can be in that place or that state where you can create these miracles. And so once I came to this realization that I am the miracle, I'm the miracle maker, and I am the miracle, then the universe began showing me for about 2 days straight miracles that I had created 25 years ago in moments of declaration, in moments of, this isn't working for me, life should be like this. And I made declarations years and years ago and was shown that they had happened now. I mean, sometimes these miracles take years and years and years for them to come to fruition. One of these miracles was when I had young children. I did this command to the universe that I wanted to be compensated just for being. Why should a mom um, have to give up, their children and go to work and not get to spend time with them? And I should just get compensated for being. Well, this is something that came about years and years later, and I didn't realize it, that this is something that I had put in motion. Something else that I had put in motion was I have 2 children that are born with metabolic disorders called PKU. And when my first son was born with PKU, I had this knowing that love could heal anything and that my love for him was bigger than this disease, I guess is what they're calling it. And I also did this declaration to the universe that, someone that's prominent, has money, has connections, needs to have a child with PKU. So this metabolic disorder can get more attention. At the time, all they had is a really bad formula and a really terrible diet. And there was no other means for assisting this. And because it was so rare, there was no attention put on it. And fast forward, 15 years, 20 years later, actually more than that, 25 years later, I bump into someone in Boise, Idaho, who had been fundraising for PKU, and he'd been fundraising with a family that had a daughter that was born 2 years after I had made this request. They lived in Washington, D.C. They had money, they had connections, they had people. This group had raised $5 million. They found the scientist, gave him the money, and they came up with an enzyme shot that basically um, allows these children to eat whatever they want and is not a cure, but a fix for the disease so that they won't have brain disorders. And this is something that showed up in my lap literally 25 years later. So sincerity, love, and presence were the ingredients that I used in every one of these situations. And no matter what is going on in your life, if you can find a way to bring yourself to a place of sincerity, love, and presence, you can turn anything around. I'm confident of that. Frustration repels and sincerity attracts. And it is so easy to go into this place of victim consciousness. It's so easy to fall into the place of frustration. I know I've been there. But when you realize that you're the creator of your experience and you use the energy that you would use if you're praying, or you use the energy that you would use if you're offering someone love or healing, and use that to resolve a situation, you can turn the entire situation around. It's just the moment that you need to take to remember who you are and to remember what you're capable of. And that is that you are the creator. You are the creator and you are the miracle. So I want to pull a cards of clarity. For those that might be watching, I got Archangel Haniel. And I'm going to read you Archangel Haniel. The presence of divine flow is around you now. You are being invited to be one with it. The harmony of all life is a delicate balance that sustains all without taking from any. Notice how you are creating harmony in your world. Whatever you are seeking to manifest is ready to birth. All you need do is remember that balance is a harmony worthy of your greater attention. Say yes and accept that. You are ready to live in the spaciousness that is ever abundant through self-acceptance of your divine mastery, presence, flow in action. Have a fabulous rest of your Wednesday and enjoy this peak energy. Do something great with it. And I will be back